Royal shocker, when Princess Leonor fell in love for the first time. She was Spain's golden child. The heir, the untouchable future queen. But then, something no one expected. Love. Real love. The kind that changes everything. And here's the shocker, it didn't come when the world thought it would. It came earlier, quieter, hidden in plain sight. From the day she was born on October 31, 2005, Princess Leonor de Bourbon carried the weight of a crown she did not choose. Spain saw her as a symbol of continuity, the daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, destined to lead a nation. But behind the palace walls, away from cameras and ceremonies, Leonor was simply a young girl. And like every young girl, there came a moment that would mark her forever, her first love. This is the story the world has waited to hear. Not of duty, not of protocol, but of a heart awakening for the very first time. 1. Childhood expectations versus human longing. From the start, Leonor's life was meticulously planned. Elite schools, carefully chosen friends, tutors who understood her royal destiny. Spain watched her grow with fascination, but everything was framed around the crown. Yet love doesn't care about crowns. It arrives unannounced, even for those destined to wear one. And Leonor's first brush with it wasn't at a grand gala or official banquet. It was far simpler, almost ordinary. And that's what makes it extraordinary. Later in this story, you'll discover exactly who was by her side when she felt that first spark. But first, let's step into her world at the moment it happened. 2. The setting of innocence. It began during her teenage years, those crucial years when her path as crown princess of Spain was becoming clearer, yet her heart longed for something private, something real. She was studying in Madrid, guarded yet curious. And somewhere between her studies and the constant pressure of royal duty, she found herself drawn to someone who saw her not as Her Royal Highness, but as Leonor, the girl who laughed, stumbled, and dreamed. This duality, future queen, yet also a young woman, created the perfect stage for her first encounter with love. 3. The first spark. Every story of love begins with a spark. For Leonor, it was in a setting so ordinary, it almost sounds unreal. A shared smile, a quiet moment of connection. The kind of moment that stays burned in memory not because of its grandeur, but because of its simplicity. The palace staff noticed her laughter changing, lighter, freer. Queen Letizia, ever watchful, noticed too. A mother always knows when her daughter's heart begins to shift. But for Leonor, this was terrifying. How could she, the future queen of Spain, allow herself to feel something so human, so uncontrollable? 4. The conflict between crown and heart. This is where the royal shocker deepens. Because Leonor's first love didn't just test her emotions. It tested her identity. Was she allowed to be Leonor, the young girl in love? Or must she always be Leonor, the crown princess, heir to a centuries-old throne? The tension grew. At official events, she wore her composure like armor. But behind palace doors, her diary filled with words only a teenager in love could write. Longings, fears, dreams. Later in this story, you'll hear how her father, King Felipe, reacted when whispers of his daughter's first love reached him. His response will surprise you. 5. Parental eyes. King Felipe had always been protective. He knew the cost of public life, the sacrifices it demanded. He, too, had once been young, once felt the rush of a first love that did not fit royal duty. Queen Letizia, meanwhile, carried her own perspective. She had lived outside the palace walls before marrying into them. She knew that Leonor deserved to experience love, even if fleeting, before the weight of duty consumed her. Their daughter's first love was not just her own, it was a mirror reflecting the balance between monarchy and humanity. 6. The turning point. Every first love reaches a moment where it must either grow or fade. For Leonor, the turning point came when her private life and her royal identity collided in an unexpected way. Perhaps it was a school event where the palace staff noticed something. Perhaps it was a candid photograph taken when she thought no one was watching. Perhaps it was the simple way she looked at someone across the room, her eyes unguarded. Whatever the moment, it made the royal household realize, their future queen was not just maturing politically. She was maturing emotionally. 7. The heartbreak. Here lies the most human part of the story. Because Leonor's first love, like many first loves, did not end in a fairy tale. The pressures were too great, the expectations too high. For the first time, Spain's future queen felt heartbreak. And this heartbreak changed her. Later in this video, you'll discover how this very heartbreak would go on to shape her approach to love, duty, and her eventual public relationship. 8. The lessons learned. First love rarely lasts, but it always teaches. For Leonor, it taught resilience. It showed her the cost of vulnerability. It forced her to decide what kind of queen she wanted to be, one who hid behind duty or one who embraced her humanity. It also brought her closer to her mother, Queen Letizia. The quiet late-night conversations. The reassurance that yes, even queens cry over love lost. 9. A future shaped by the past. As Leonor stepped further into her royal role, military training, official appearances, her studies abroad, she carried those lessons with her. The world would later speculate on her romantic life, linking her name to royal heirs and aristocrats. But only Leonor knew the truth, that long before the cameras watched, she had already discovered the joy and pain of her very first love. And that experience made her stronger, more empathetic, more human. So when the world looks at Princess Leonor today, the poised crown princess of Spain, destined for the throne, they see duty, tradition, and history. But hidden within that polished royal image lies the memory of a girl who once laughed too loudly, smiled too brightly, and felt the thrill of love for the very first time. And that, perhaps, is the greatest royal shocker of all. That beneath the crown, she is not just Spain's future queen. She is Leonor, a young woman who once dared to fall in love,